Hello all. This is the phytoplankton presentation for the Ogopogo sampling team. I'm Owen,
I'm Nick.
I'm Nara.
I'm Evander.
and welcome to our presentation.
So all content is divided in the items below. Objective, definition, phytoplankton as a biological parameter. We will focus on use and application. And finally, we will talk about sampling. And we will show a video with the material that we use for this sampling and also the protocol and quality control requirements. So the main objective of this work was understand how biological parameters are important and how we can use this to measure how some microorganisms can affect the human health. And also we are using this work to understand the application of phytoplankton as a biological parameter, and we will demonstrate how to use this parameter in the field using some materials to do a sample protocol and quality control. For in the final objective of this work is develop teamwork.
Now we'll move on to the definition of phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons are mostly microscopic, single-cellular photosynthetic organisms that live in suspended water. Examples of this is land plants that take up carbon dioxide and make carbohydrates using light energy and releasing oxygen. They are also known as primary producers of the ocean, and these organisms form the basis of the food chain.
Phytoplankton is a very important biological parameter. Being the primary producer in a food web, the biomass measurements for phytoplankton provide insight into the total energy available for a food web. Phytoplankton, being algae, provides water management with treatment parameters to eliminate the corresponding toxicity and aesthetic issues created by the dominant algae found in a water body. The dominant algae also provides water management with the ability to maintain the nutrient loading in the water body, as different algae are more susceptible to algae blooms.
Before you go to the field, make sure you got your bottles, make sure you check your list of all your things you're going to need, make sure you locate the site in the field where you're going, find your parking, etc., and then bring your notebooks so you can get everything written down after the experiment. And now Nick will introduce us to surface water sampling.
Oh hey there, I'm Nick from the Ogopogo Sampling Company, here to explain surface water sampling for you. So we got two methods of collecting the surface water sample. Method one is using this stick, plunging it into the water, and capping the top with your thumb. This will give you a surface water sample down to a meter of surface water. The second way of doing it is just by removing the sampling bottle and moving it in the water towards the current, filling it up. After the sampling bottle is filled, we will add the Lugol's preservative to it to preserve the sample. We will add 1 to 3 drops of this stuff. Then, after doing that, we will return the sampling bottle to a cooler with ice packs to maintain its integrity. Step 1, we've anchored the boat. Step 2, opening up my labeled sampling bottle. Step 3, putting this thing in the water to collect the sample. Putting sample in the 1 liter bottle and filling it up to the 1 liter mark. We're going to have to do multiple tests of these. Alright, now that we have the bottle filled, the next step is to grab the Lugol's preservative and put 1 to 3 milliliters of that into the sampling bottle. Lugol's.
Next, Nick and Evander are going to talk about deep water sampling.
Guys and girls, I'm Evander from the Ogopogo Sampling Company, and we're here to show you one method of deep water sampling using the Vandor sampler. First, we open the trigger.
Like so.
Then place it in the water at any required depth.
Next, we will release the trigger to collect the sample. Next, we will return the sample to the surface of the water to collect the sample in our sampling bottle, which we will also drop 3 drops of the Lugol preservative in. Next, we're going to do the deep water sample using the Vandor sampler. First, we're going to open our sampling bottle so we can collect the sample. Second, we are going to set up the Van Doren sampler to take our sample by moving these to the little peg in the middle. Next, I'm going to drop this into the water and let it sink to the bottom. Next, I'm going to send the messenger down to the sampler to release the trap doors and get the water sample. Hey! Next, I'm going to drain this sample into the sample bottle. Next, I'm going to take the sampling bottle and put the Lugol preservative in it. Next, I will return to the store to put this in the cooler so we can take it to the laboratory to get it sampled.
When conducting a biological sampling of phytoplanktons, we should use the quality control requirements stated below.